Hi everybody, look at this beautiful background. I found this fabric, I just had to buy it because I'm about to do a video for you on astrology and what's happening in the cosmos with the planets, the shifts, the changes, the transformations, the transits, a lot of stuff going on, and I thought let me sit down today and speak to you about these changes. And not to mention that you might be able to hear it, we have the call to prayer in the background. How fitting. Anyway, hi, I'm Deanna, and I was just looking at the ephemeris, and for anyone who studies astrology, you know that the ephemeris is a book that provides tells us where all the planets are at what time of day and whatnot, and there is so much going on in the heavens. I just got to tell you about it. So, number one, here's the word on the street: change or be changed. Why is that? Uranus is a big game changer. And where's Uranus right now? Happy birthday, Taurus. Uranus moved into Taurus actually in 2018. He did a little jaunt over into Aries, I think about November 2018. And then he took his position back into Taurus in March of 2019, where he will remain until 2026. That is a huge, big, long transit for Uranus, the game changer, to be in Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. Put those two words together: change, earth change. So we're going to see, as we have seen and will continue to see, major changes, shifts with the tectonic plates, shifts, volcanoes, earth changes, air changes, weather changes, you name it. Uranus is bringing that about as well. Not to mention that Uranus also is bringing changes to our monetary system. He's in the second house of Taurus, which rules money. It rules possessions. It rules your values. So here's the question that Uranus begs to ask: where are you not free? Because Uranus is the planet of freedom. And if you're a slave to anything, Uranus says change, or I'm going to pull the rug out from under your feet. Uh-oh. So that's why I love using astrology, because it's such an amazing tool, and it is a sacred science, as said by Sri Yukteswar and Paramahansa Yogananda. This is a science, and everything is energy. So when planets move and they're in aspect to one another, they do create influences as above, so below. And our chakras are also planets. That's a whole other topic, which I will share with you in one of my videos. But we're under some major influences right now. The one that I love to talk about, and one of the reasons why I bring people on pilgrimage, if you will, to Egypt, is because the story of the precession of the equinoxes, which means the gears of heaven shifting every 2,160 years, we see that in Egypt. So the ancients were keeping this story alive for us in the stones and in the monuments, not just in Egypt, but in other places. But Egypt, we walk the pathway of the Kundalini, which is up through the chakras, going from darkness to light. It's amazing. So what's happening right now, besides, there's a lot of other aspects going on in the heavens, but I wanted to focus on a few to bring to your attention today that I know can help you. So first of all, look at, if you have a chart, look to see where Uranus is in your chart, and look to see what's on the cusp of your second house. If you want a chart done and you want some coaching around that, you can email Jamie. She'll do the chart for you, and you can hook up with me on Skype, and we can have a nice conversation about how you can use this information to help your life. I'm all about, let's help you have a better life. All right, so take a look at that. Also, we have Pluto. Pluto is a planet of death and rebirth, which can be a good thing. Something has to go for something to be born again. Pluto and Saturn is like your dad on a bad day. He's like Dr. Phil, and he's saying, get with the program, grow up, mature, get a grip. So can you imagine Saturn and Pluto? I mean, these two planets are in Capricorn, and Capricorn rules the 10th house in a natural planet, in a natural zodiac. But what that is all about is structure, financial banking, anything to do with government. This world is changing. No matter how you look at it, that old paradigm of rigidity and structure in a bad way, top-down government, all this kind of stuff, this is all going to change. Look at the chaos, look at the messiness going on our planet right now, maybe the messiness in your own life. This is change. And you know, Buddha said the only constant is change. Everything changes. But who are you? Who are you being within this change? That's the question. Okay? So Pluto and Saturn are moving closer together, and they're going to be in an aspect which is called a conjunction. Come January 2020, all the astrologers are keeping a close eye on this one, because this hasn't happened for a lot of years, and it can be very volatile. So, you know, things are going on. And for all of you that study astrology, or maybe are interested in getting into the sacred science of astrology, here's a book that I really recommend. Cosmos and Psyche by Richard Tarnas. Excellent book, a wealth of information. He is a genius. He is a real scholar, talking about transits, the changes going on at this time on our planet. I love this. It's a really good book. Not an easy read for a beginner, but it's a good book. If you're moved to get it, go get it. The Spirit will help you understand. So that's going on. And now the big game changer of all is the shift from the old paradigm of the age of Pisces. Now, the age of Pisces has been in place for 2,160 years. And that's giving way to the age of Aquarius. And we are at the very beginning stages of the age of Aquarius. This is night and day. If you look back in history and you see that every 2,160 years, when the constellations, the signs changed, all the way back, go to Leo, and then it shifted to Cancer, and it shifted into Gemini, and then into Taurus, and Aries, Pisces, and now Aquarius, you will see that every time we were at a shift of ages, at that transitional point, there's some messiness going on. Things are shifting because the energy coming to us now is entirely different to the energy of Pisces. Even if you don't say it is and you don't like that it is, it is. Okay? Well, what's that all mean? All right. Well, Pisces is a water sign, and in a natural zodiac, which means that Aries is on the eastern seaboard March 21st. That's the natural zodiac. Pisces rules the 12th house. Pisces is water. Pisces is all about emotion. What's beneath the surface? The Piscean age was about the square, structure. Now, structure's not a bad thing, but if you're standing in wrong-mindedness, it might not be such a good thing because you're not thinking with love. And so your way of being is very hierarchical. It's like my way or the highway. Look at our governments ruling from the top down, monarchies, emperors. You know, I am the king, you are the peasant. I mean, all of this hierarchical ruling. And listen, if you are the owner of a company and you have employees and you're ruling your company with an iron fist and like you're the big boss and they're just your little servants, your little peasants, knock it off, because that's not going to fly in the new age of Aquarius. Not at all. The new age is a circle. It's about inclusivity. It's about unity and brotherhood of man. You don't get to get away with that. I mean, okay, so you can, but you know what? The karma of that is going to go right to you. So I would advise change or be changed. Be changed, you know. The young millennials that are on our planet, they're not buying into that. Are you kidding me? They don't even want to work because they don't want to be told what to do. I mean, and of course that's another topic, but the Aquarian age, what I'm saying here is water, the age of Pisces, and it's ruled by Jupiter, and it's co-ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. Those two planets are saying, we're saying bye-bye to those ruling planets, and we're moving in to the age of Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus and Saturn. Okay, they say the first 1,000 years will be ruled by Uranus and Saturn. I really don't know, but I do know that the age of Aquarius has co-rulers, Saturn and Uranus. All right, so Uranus is, it's saying you're an individual and you get to be who you are. And you know, I talk to a lot of young people who are constantly being told by their parents who they're going to be and what they need to go to school for and what they need to study. And the kids are, they're angry. The kids don't want to do what my generation and older generations, that they don't want to do it. They don't want to be told what to do. This new age of Aquarius is saying you are you, and you have a blueprint, you have a destiny to fulfill, and that destiny, that gorgeous blueprint, was impressed upon your soul before you even took this body. You know, I don't want to tell you, if I'm a parent, don't tell your kids what to do. Inspire them. Inspire and pull out of them their greatness so that they can follow the blueprint of their own soul's destiny, because we're all here to fulfill that. And look around you. There are so many unhappy people because they are living under someone else's rule. That's Piscean. The old paradigm was about, I will tell you. The new paradigm of love is, well, who do you want to be and how can I support that? That's very different. And the new age is about, you owe me nothing. You know, my dad, God bless him, he's in spirit. He used to say to me, honey, you know, you owe me nothing. Your life is yours to live. Go live it. How many parents out there can say that to your kids? I mean, we're so possessive. We want, you know, objects of possession. We're not freeing each other up to be who we are. And yet the Aquarian age is just that. Uranus is all about freedom. You know, ask yourself, where am I not free? Where am I a prisoner? Where am I a slave? The new age will not support where you are putting yourself in a box. Piscean. It's unity and brotherhood of man. You matter. You matter. You count. You're unique. You're gorgeous. You're amazing. I am not here to judge you and tell you who you are or who you need to be. I am here to love you, to support you, and to honor you as my brother. New way of being. The old paradigm, we were here to learn how to master our emotions, how to manage our energy. And in order to bring this, as Jesus says in the Bible, new wine, we put it into old wine or new wine into a new wineskin, we've got to have a new mind. A brand new way of thinking, right? The old way, you can't put that old way into a new paradigm. It's not going to work. It's going to be hell. And it is. You see the messiness going on. You see the chaos going on. You know, the old timers that are stuck in the box, in the rigid thinking, and this top-down ruling, and this emperor. You know, it doesn't work. Because universal mind thinking has a plan, if you will, and not literally speaking, but for the sake of understanding, it's a spiral. We go around and we learn and we grow and we spiral up and we get a little smarter and we get more clever as we go along and we go along. The soul is always evolving. The soul is always growing. The soul never lays down and dies. Never. We do. We decide that's enough. I'm going to retire. I've had enough. That's it. I'm going to kick back. But the soul doesn't. Your soul doesn't. Your soul is a sparkling jewel. It's a sparkling gem. It is here to shine its light forever and ever and ever. And when you're done shining your light in this physical place, you let go of this bag of bones, and you go on to create other worlds. I mean, look at this. We are stars. Your legacy will twinkle on in the cosmos forever and forever. You know, you are the song of God. You are the glory of the Spirit. And this beautiful tool of astrology can help you to know what you're up against so that you can say, no, I need to let go of that. That's old thinking. You know, if we stay stuck in that old way of being, well, it's going to be really painful. You know, in this new age of Aquarius, which is an air sign, it's the development of the mind. It's the development of the higher mind, and it says because you're so unique and you're you, it's about being the individual within the collective. It's not about everybody doing the same thing at the same time and going here like sheeple following. And no, that was the old paradigm. The new paradigm is you get to be you within the collective, which means I need to let myself be me so I can let you be you. And listen, if you're not letting someone be who they are, it's because you're not letting yourself be you. How can you let someone else be who they are if you're not giving yourself permission and allowing yourself to be who you are? You just won't. So we need to change our thinking. I am as God created me. I am whole and beautiful and perfect and complete in every way, and I need to bring that out. I need to express that in whatever it is that I'm doing in my life. And when I do that, I'm so happy, I'm so full of love that I just automatically leave people alone, including my kids. Of course, I'm a parent, you parent, but you're not controlling and you're not putting people under your thumb. You're here to develop your mind in this Aquarian age. And listen, do you see all the mental disruptions and the mental disorders that are going on right now? We have children developing Asperger's, which is a form of ADD. We have bipolar on the rise. We have paranoid schizophrenia on the rise. We have psychopathic behavior on the rise. This is all a symptom of the shift from the Piscean age to the Aquarian age, because the Aquarian age is about developing the mind, to get right with your thoughts, to work with the spirit, to get back into alignment with who you are in truth, and to bring your greatness into the world. It's a whole new paradigm. So the universal principle that says, as above, so below, whatever's happening in the heavens, okay, remember, it's all one. So whatever's happening up here is also happening down here, as within, so without. You know, we could almost say, and it's true, the chakras are the planets. And so when we say that we work through the chakras, we undo a fear-based thought system that was taught to us by people who were afraid, and now we are here waking up in this new age, these planets all assisting, everything working together for the greater good, that we can wake up and see ourselves as an outpicturing of everything that God is. And then we live our life in a joyful, vital, and creative way. Now, if you look to the symbol, the constellation, if you will, of Aquarius, what we see is the water bearer. You see a man with a pot of water. And you know, in the Bible, Jesus says, I will be with you even until the end of an aeon, which actually means age. Jesus came in the age of Pisces, the two fish. Pisces is the fish. Jesus fed the multitudes. Fish and bread. And here's a little clue of what we're going to be studying, because you get to be an astrology student in Egypt with me. So if you look at Jesus being in the Piscean age, on the axis of Pisces, you see Virgo. And what is the symbol of Virgo? Wheat, bread. Jesus, the fish, and the loaves. That's just a little clue of what we'll be studying. So we have this Piscean energy that has been working on us, and we take what we learned in this Piscean age and we kind of stand on the shoulders of the Piscean age as we move into the Aquarian age and develop our mind in alignment with God. We see things differently. We are going into this beautiful circle. and the circle represents the divine feminine. And so we're really entering into the age of the Holy Spirit. And in Egypt, Osiris is the Christ, the masculine, and Isis is the feminine. So we're seeing the rise. I mean, women are coming into the foreground. We're seeing the divine feminine, well, right now it's the Me Too movement. There's a lot going on there. So the pendulum swings out, and then it will swing back into balance. But we're bringing back the balance of the feminine with the masculine, because in order to have peace on earth, we need these two genders to become androgynous. One, we pull from the masculine when we need to, we pull from the feminine when we need to, but there's a beautiful balance there. And again, if you look at this, you see the circle and the square. It's like bringing the two together. So there's a lot going on right now, and I just, after looking at the ephemeris over this last couple days, I've been studying I do a lot of astrology charts, and I was looking to see, what time this was moving and whatnot. I thought, I want to speak to you out there about these transits, these shifts, what's happening. And then, of course, because I am a student of the Course in Miracles, and I also share it and teach it to the best way I know how, but there's a great lesson here that I want to share with you. It's lesson 38, and it says, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. Because listen, at the end of the day, if you're aligned properly and you're identified as the image and likeness of God, and you're not identified and all caught up in the roles you play and all caught up in the drama and all caught up in this story, there is nothing your holiness cannot do. Your holiness reverses all the laws of this world. Just breathe that in. I know I'm gonna. My holiness reverses all the laws of this world, which means I can transcend any planetary influence. I can transcend any black magic that someone, I believe, could put upon me. I have that going on here in Malaysia. I can transcend anything because my holiness reverses all the laws of this world. And this world of the ego is a world of fear. It was made by the ego to keep you in a state of scarcity and lack and total fear. And yet, your holiness, which is in your right mind, the spirit in your right mind, can reverse all of that. It is beyond every restriction of time. Your holiness is beyond every clock that you ever looked at. Every restriction of time, past and future, it's beyond all of that. It is beyond every restriction of space, distance, limits of any kind. Your holiness is totally unlimited in its power because it establishes you as a son of God. You are the son of God, at one with the mind of the Creator. So I go back to what I first said in the beginning of this video. Change your mind about who you are. Change your mind, because you're going to be changed. If not in this lifetime, in another one. Eventually you're going to wake up and know who you are. Through your holiness, the power of God is made manifest. Through your holiness, the power of God is made available. Wow. And there is nothing the power of God cannot do. Nothing. Your holiness then can remove all pain. There is no pain in holiness. When your mind is aligned with God, where's pain? Have you ever had an experience where, I know I have, I've shared this with a lot of you, where I've had a headache, maybe, and a good friend called me, and I had this horrendous migraine headache, and someone called me, and I hadn't heard from them in such a long time, and I was so excited and happy to hear their voice. When I got off the phone, I realized that I thought, where's my headache? Where's the headache gone? Because I was so in joy, so at oneness, so at peace, the headache isn't real. I mean, that's huge. So it can remove all pain, can end all sorrow, and can solve all problems. It can do so in connection with yourself and with anyone else. It is equal in its power to help anyone because it is equal in its power to save anyone. If you are holy, so is everything God created. Oh my goodness. When God is in my mind, I am holy, and so is everybody else. So I need to make sure God is in my mind. Align. You are holy because all things He created are holy. And all things He created are holy because you are. So this is a little exercise, and maybe you could try this. So if you have a situation going on, this exercise that Jesus is asking us to do is really good. It says, in the situation involving, fill in the blank, in which I see myself, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. In the situation involving, fill in the blank, in which blank sees himself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. There is nothing my holiness cannot do because the power of God lies in it. So holiness, God in your mind, transcends planets. It doesn't matter if Pluto and Saturn are in conjunction. It doesn't matter what your numbers are in numerology. None of it matters. You can transcend it all with the power of love in your mind. Why? Because only love is real. I love A Course in Miracles because this book, as I was told many years ago by a great teacher, it is an ascension manual. It'll take you from third dimensional thinking, which is limitation, fear, lack, scarcity, and it will bring you into fifth dimensional frequency, bringing your darkness to the light, where in this frequency of no limits, as you think, you create, the love in your mind brings everything to you that you need. There is no struggle, there is no strife, there is nothing, but everything you need comes to you when you need it. If you practice, really work the lessons, 365 lessons, one for every day, that helps you to undo stinking thinking. We all have stinking thinking, and that is the result of being taught by people who are afraid, as they were taught by people who are afraid. We've all been taught to think with fear, and so now we undo it with a one day at a time mind training. So there's lots of other things out there you can use, but I've been using this book for 30 years and it works. So I also teach astrology. We're having our next astrology class coming up on the summer solstice. We're holding it at Heartworks Center in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. All are welcome. It's going to be a repeat of our first class. So if you're new to astrology and you want to know more and you want to dive in, please join us, because as Swami Sri Yukteswar and Paramahansa Yogananda said, there's a great book called The Holy Science. They have always said it is a holy science. It is a holy science. It is a great tool that can help you to know your soul's blueprint, what you're up against, what you need to transcend, what you need to do to, face your fears. Because listen, the Piscean age, as I said, it's all about water and emotion. We need to face our fears, bring that darkness to the light. So astrology can really help you. And actually, you know what? Astrology is a tool of the Aquarian age. So is tarot cards, so is numerology. These were around thousands and thousands of years ago, and they're coming back because they are tools that can really help us get into the circle of love and start living from a new paradigm of abundance, love, joy, vitality, and creativity. So with that, I want to tell you, I love you. As many stars that are out there in the heavens, I love you that much and more. You know that I do. I'll be back with some more videos about astrology and some other goodies down the road. So have a great weekend. Love you loads. Bye for now.